So in this video, we are going to learn how to add student to a course in Xperiencify from Google Sheet. Now suppose guys, into your Google Sheet, you are adding the details of your new student which you want to add into a course. And in Xperiencify, you have created that course. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be adding a new row of student details into a Google Sheet. And the action will be adding those new student details as a new student into a course in Xperiencify. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get the free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give your workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets to Xperiencify. And then just click on Create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first, we have to get the details or the data of students which we are entering in our Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. Then after getting those details, using Pabbly Connect, we will send those new student details to Xperiencify so that we can add those students into a course in Xperiencify as well. So let's begin. So here in Choose App in Trigger window, we have to search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in Trigger Event from the drop-down, we have to select New or Updated Spreadsheet row. Now as we select our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. We are going to use this webhook URL to make the connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect and to get the data. And how we are going to use this, you can follow the help text given below over here. So just copy this webhook URL from here. Go to the Google Sheet where you are going to enter the details of the students. So this is a simple Google Sheet which I have created. The name of the sheet is New Student and I have created 3 columns. The first name of the student, last name and email. So this is just a simple basic spreadsheet. If you want, you can create any kind of Google Sheet of your choice. Then after reaching to this sheet, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. We can see that we have reached to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And as you can see, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheet. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheet. And after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheet once. This is a very important step. And after that, once again go to Extension. And now we can see that Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this dialog box appears in front of us. And it is basically asking us 3 different things. First one is selected sheet, that from which sheet we want to send the data. Then the next thing is webhook URL and the third thing is trigger column. So as you can see in this spreadsheet right now, I have only one sheet named as Sheet 1. That's why by default it has selected Sheet 1. Then in webhook URL, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. After that, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now here you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. So in background in this sheet, you can see that column C will be my trigger column because this is the last data entry column in which my data exists. After column C, in none of the column, any of my data does not exist. So I will select column C as trigger column and then just click on Submit. So here you can see that setup configured successfully. It is showing us a response. Just close it. Once again, go back to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and here you can see an option named as Send on Event. Just click on this Send on Event option. So by selecting Send on Event, we are telling this add-on, we are telling this Google Sheet that whenever a new row of data or students' details are added into a Google Sheet till our trigger column, instantly send that newly added data to Pabbly Connect. So whenever in a new row, the data will be added till our trigger column, that is column C, instantly that details will be sent to Pabbly Connect. And we are going to do the same. So here in Pabbly Connect right now, we can see that it is showing us waiting for webhook response. Now what we are going to do, we are going to enter the details of a dummy student over here in our Google Sheet. For example, dummy name. Then let's enter a dummy email address. So first name is dummy, last name is name, and let's enter an email address. For example, demo. Okay, so this is the email address of a dummy student over here, as you can see. Now, as we enter these details, we will see that instantly the same details, the same data will be captured inside Pabbly Connect. And yes, here in Pabbly Connect, you can see that we have received some response. And this response is from the spreadsheet named as new student. So we can see the same spreadsheet name. Then we will scroll down and we can see the same data which we have added over here. We have the same last name, same first name, and the same email address as well. So in this way, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully received the new student details from Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. Now let's move to step 2 and send this new student details data to Xperiencify so that we can add this student to a course in Xperiencify as well. So for that, we will scroll down and come to our action window. And here in choose app, we will search for Xperiencify. Just select your application. And then in action event from the drop down, we can see several different action events, out of which we will select add student to a course as the action event because we want to add the student to a particular course. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Xperiencify account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key from our Xperiencify account. Now how we are going to get the API key? You have to follow the help text given below over here. So just go to the dashboard of your Xperiencify account and from the left side, click on account. And after that, here you can see some options out of which you have to click on advanced. And when we will scroll down, here you can see the API key of your Xperiencify account. Just copy this API key from here. And then get back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. Just a second. Let's show this API key, copy it from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting it, just click on save. And now we can see that we have successfully connected our Xperiencify account with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the email address of the student to whom we want to add to the course. So we have received the email address from the Google Sheet. We have entered the student details in Google Sheet and we have received the Google Sheet data in Pabbly Connect over here. So here we have the email address of the student to whom we want to enroll. And now we have to map this same email address in this field of email in Xperiencify step. Now guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of email and in the drop down below, we can see all the responses which we have received from Google Sheet can be seen over here in this drop down. And out of all of these responses, select the response of email and it will be mapped over here. So in this way, you can see that the same email address which we will be receiving from Google Sheet, the same email will be added in this email field. After email, it is asking us course ID, that in which course we want to enroll the student. And we have to enter the course ID for that. Now to get the course ID, just go back to your Xperiencify account, go to courses section. And for example, let's take an example of this sample course. Xperiencify, it is a sample course. Let's open this course and after opening this course, in this URL section, after course / you will see the course ID. Some numbers, this is the course ID. Just copy this course ID from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. So in this way, you can get the course ID that in which course you want to add these students and enter that course ID over here. And after course ID, it is asking us first name and last name of the student. So we have received the first name and the last name of the student as well from the Google Sheet. And we have to map that same data over here. And the process of mapping stays the same. Just click on this field and in the drop down below from Google Sheet responses, select the response of first name and map it over here. Follow the same process of mapping for last name as well. After the first name and last name, at last it asks us for the password. So the password will be automatically generated if we keep this field blank. So whenever we will hit on save and send test request, whenever using this automation, we are going to add a student in Xperiencify. Xperiencify is going to generate a test password or dummy password for their account and send them an email with login credentials to their email address. So that's why we are just going to keep this password field blank. And after that, just hit on this save and send test request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here we can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details which we have mapped over here, basically the data of a new student which we have entered in our Google Sheet, using these same details, this student has been enrolled to a course, added to a course in Xperiencify account. And as I told you, if we keep the password field blank, it will automatically generate a password and send the email with the login credentials to the student itself on their email address. Now let's check guys whether the student named as dummy name is added in our Xperiencify course or not. Let's go to Xperiencify account, student section, and let's search for the student. And yes guys, dummy name, this same student whose details we have just now entered in a new row of Google Sheet is now automatically added as a new student in the course on our Xperiencify account. So we have the same name and the same email address and the same course in which we have enrolled them. So in this way, we can see that the automation which we have created is working perfectly fine. Now after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. In our Google Sheet, we are going to enter a name or the details of a new student. For example, let's name the student as Pabbly Test. This is the name. Let's enter an email address. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's a wrong email address. Let me correct it. And yes, as we enter these details, we will see that instantly Pabbly Test will be a new student in our Xperiencify account. Now let's check it, get back to Xperiencify, go to students, and let's search for Pabbly this time. Pabbly Test. And yes guys, here we can see that just now the same student, Pabbly Test with the same email address which we have entered in our Google Sheet is added as a new student into a course in our Xperiencify account. And it is the same course guys whose course ID we have entered in our automation workflow over here while setting this up. So this means the automation which we have created is working perfectly fine and we have tested this automation in real time. So not just these applications guys, you can basically connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for absolutely free. And also let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers a forever free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.